Ready?
Yeah.
I'm Santoine.
I'm Antoine.
And we the Connected Experience.
Bro, what's the Connected Experience?
It's a lifestyle.
The lifestyle.
Our lifestyle.
How that lifestyle been treating you?
All right, man. So, the way this lifestyle been treating me,
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, we hear this song.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite rap verses ever.
What is it?
He spin V twin Cartier lens in the art again, party in, sipping on hen out in Las Vegas. Toss haters with the orange gators. Yo, we first grader boss player sitting on acres boardwalk paper. You know the rest of that verse?
No, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
That's what
I told
knew
you.
you wasn't
I
gonna
said that nigga wasn't gonna know.
You wasn't gonna know the fucking verse, dog. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To ball with us, and then
then I was yesterday. I
Y'all
was
just
walking.
fucked me up
Listen
with
though,
that one,
yesterday I was walking and I'm listening to KA, and I said, I wonder if Rell ever heard this nigga say this.
Oh, hold on.
Ha! Free my nigga Wall Street. From Detroit to Battle Creek, PH to Flint Town, all the way to KZoo. They gave my baby 22. What the fuck I'm gonna do?
I talked to him yesterday. I told him that the pictures on the way. Did the pictures ever come?
Still snitching and these niggas turning gay.
Did the pictures ever come?
Yeah.
Hey man, it's an honor, man,
It's an
to have
honor.
you sitting in that chair free. You didn't do 22. You feel what I'm saying? And we do a thing called Life After Felonies. Like, we just was in the lobby. My man just left. Zoe, he was exonerated. He did. He had got life when in 2005. We was hella young. He ain't do life because he was sitting here with us. And you ain't do 22 because you sitting here with us, man. And WallStreet Rell, man, welcome home, bro.
Welcome home, bro.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all having me on the platform. You know, we go
Way
way
back.
back. You know,
If
what I
you
mean?
wanted to
So,
ball with us, way back.
yeah, y'all just fucked me completely up with that, bro. I'm talking about.
Hey,
Hey, that's one of my favorite rap verses of all
you know how
time.
many verses we heard?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you know how many verses we wrote. But the crazy part is, I can't find that CD that we had that on nowhere because that never came out.
Exactly,
It
bro.
never
That's the
came
thing,
out.
Like, with what's going on now that I hate it, because I'm going to speak this and I'm going to humbly say this, like, Gangsta Boogie Records, we was so far ahead of our
No,
time.
it's
It
nothing
is
humble.
what
Okay,
it
so
is.
let me
Come
say
on,
something about humble. Humble is less than dirt. That's what Billy
that down,
Carson
Paul.
told us. So he said the reason people want you to say that you humble is because you're less than dirt, and we came from the dirt, so we more than dirt. You know what I'm saying? But Gangsta Boogie definitely was ahead of his time. We tell people all the time, the first time Malik and Big Hurt was
was
on
on the
a
same
song, and it was real, was a Gangsta Boogie record, Get That Money.
Yeah.
Now, that might not have been the first song that people heard them on,
Yeah.
but that
That was
definitely
actually
was the
the
first
first.
record.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But before we get into even rapping and all of that, man, let's take us all the way back.
And this a
because
worldwide
It's a
show.
worldwide audience. So when you say street names and stuff, you got to be, you know, you got to let them know where it's at or whatever. But like, how was it growing up for you, and where did you actually grow up?
I mean, you know, of course, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I grew up in 48204,
Yeah.
Beechwood area. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And, you know, me and him was just having this conversation on the way over here, but I had the childhood where my parents was on drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't have no guidance, and I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah.
And actually, this is a project I'm going to work on. It's called Crack Baby. Not in the sense that I was born a crack baby, but I'm a baby of the crack generation.
Yeah.
So the 80s was wild. Like, you think these young dudes out here wild now, but the 80s was different because the money came into play. You had kids getting money. So I seen kids 12 and 13 getting money, and I'm 5 and 6 years old, so I'm thinking that's what I'm supposed to do. It was a crack house 2 doors down from my house.
Right.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, rest in peace, Ike, but his mother was on drugs. His house was the spot. This 2 doors down from me. We sit out there. I got a Sesame Street tape recorder. We sitting out there listening to Run DMC, watching them make sales. So me and Tay, y'all know Tay Luck.
Yeah.
Luck been
No, that's my nigga.
Luck been my best friend my whole life. But me and Luck been fucked up since we was kids because of that. You know what I mean?
So
Listen,
you,
one time-
hold on. So you something that's just stuck out. You watching crack sales, listening to Run DMC, right?
Yeah.
So that means music and crack has raised
I've
you.
always been a hip hop baby. I
Yeah.
am a hip hop baby. That's why, you know, I got the Dirty Glove Diaries out. I
Yeah.
got My Fair Vacation out. But my first book I essentially wrote was The Wall Street Story, Rap Game, Crack Game.
Yeah.
I just never put it out yet because that's the beginning of my life. And that's how
Yeah.
me and him was talking the other day. I want to put that out once I get, I'm not going to say no notoriety, but once I
you want your name to be, you want
once I
you
get
want the
some success,
anticipation of that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
you want people
go
to
back and be like, oh, this the backstory of dude.
All right. So do you remember? Do you remember the first time that you sold crack? Like the very first moment that you. So take me to that.
I was so young that the dope fiends wouldn't buy crack from me. I stole some crack from my stepfather, and I'm walking around trying to sell the crack, and they get on, little boy, get on, little boy, and me and Luck and them we ended up getting our dick sucked with the crack because they would suck our dick for it, but they wouldn't buy it from us. You know what I'm saying?
That's even worse, you pedophile bitches. Like,
but
you feel me?
That's how young I was. And, you know, I don't.
Well, what that bitch look like who sucked your dick for the crack, though?
Man, I don't even remember.
Because, you know, like we always say, like, we the first people to see crack heads. So some people might be early smoking crack and don't know. So a cold bitch would be smoking some crack.
Yeah, I went through that a lot. Like, I mean, you know, I don't want to say too much because I know I used to hustle for my bro. You know what I'm saying? And we was in a spot on Etworth Street, and it was some cold crackhead bitches coming through there.
Yeah.
I fucked that sack up.
It's past the statute of limitations.
I fucked the sack up plenty times. You know what I mean?
the cool nigga on camera who got his shades on, y'all know that's Qaso. You know what I'm saying?
My
That's
motherfucking baby.
yeah, that's Qaso.
You know what I mean? Like,
so you get your own sack. How old are you when you get your own sack? When you stole the crack from your
I was 11 then.
So
but the first time I really like had a line, I'm probably maybe 12, and it's Vancouver. Used to be a market in our hood called Jake's Market, and that was where all my little homies, and they all was like 5-6 years older than me. So I got a sack from one of them, and I'm out there, and you know, I don't really know the hustle and bustle of the streets because they running all up to cars, and I'm the youngin' out there, so ain't nobody letting me make no sales. So when they finally let me make a couple sales, I took my ass in the Dairy Queen. I'm back there playing Street Fighter 2 with my little money all day. You know what I mean? So that's what it was, and it didn't come to I really start hustling full-fledged until I met Brody right here. You know what
what's one thing that just stood out is, like you said, nobody told you what to do, and I talked to my wife about I'm from the neighborhood. She from the neighborhood, but I got a street background. And what I mean by that is I know I'm a lot more street smart because I had to be out there sometimes. So I tell her, like, the thing is that when people give people drugs, they never give them an orientation on what to do
or what's coming with
that. Because had you known, like, oh, I got to run up to the cars too, it'll be like, I'm going to just go around the corner and catch cars. I ain't going to be right here where motherfuckers, everybody running up to the corner. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you said early on in your mind, like, this just going to be my life. Did you have, like, sports aspirations? Nothing?
No, because I wasn't ever good at sports.
Yeah.
Like, I'm clumsy. I always been clumsy as fuck. Like, and my childhood friends are still my childhood friends. They gonna watch this and can attest to this. Like, we used to go to Kronks. All them niggas is good on the basketball. Look, a bad motherfucker on the basketball.
Yeah.
Football, I couldn't do none of that shit. So my shine on them was, I'm selling dope. I'm gonna get some money.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that. I'm coming around with bankrolls, laughing at them. All y'all still hooping on the crate. Fuck y'all. I got some money.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, so drugs work like this for me, right? Like, you probably got front of the sack, you start working this shit your own. But at any point did you ever say, like, but I don't love doing this, bro? Like, this taking a toll on me. So I'll tell you a story why I say that, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this, too, because the statute of limitations up. So we used to just fuck with the weed. Like, I want the weed. Like, you get the bitches with the weed. You ain't got to deal with the seedy element. You know what I'm saying? And we always kept jobs, too. You know what I'm saying? So nobody ever got to front me a sack. I keep a job. So then I was like, I was fucking with these niggas, man. I'm over Cuz crib one day. We on the east side. I'm just over there talking to him off of Beelan and shit. This nigga had a stack on the table, right? And now it looked like a lot of money and shit, but it's really only $7,000. And he like, no, cuz I'm about to go get on with this. And I got some money, and I'm like, man, I'm about to start selling crack, dog. You feel what I'm saying? Like that. I just felt like that. Like I just had got paid, like what I could get for this. And he was like, I'm gonna give this to you. I'm like, I'm about to start selling crack. Nah, I bought the crack from him. But I know somebody who used to smoke crack. Like, you feel a family member. Yeah. My dad used to smoke crack. I take the crack to my father and shit. And he like, look, I'm about to, you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. I got a spot for you. So this the first day, nigga. I buy some crack, go to my dad. He like, this go be your spot. I'm about to go get everybody and tell them to come over here. Cut it up like this. I'm at the table with my daddy, nigga, chopping up the work. Man, I sold that shit, blew through that shit. The only reason I stopped and shit is I blow through that shit. I call cuz we meet at the store. I go get some more. Like this is like my first week selling crack. I'm booming because I got a spot. So I'm jumping ahead because I'm in the mix.
And I've seen that plenty of times. Motherfuckers with the family member who get high and they lock in with their family member.
Yeah.
Because your family member gonna bring you all the traffic
And
all
that's
that.
all he doing, right? But then so now I'm doing it for a few weeks and I'm like, I keep my job and shit. Man, I get some crack. I guess so good one time he hit it, he out. Out of
Pops?
there. Yeah. He pop, gone. And I looked at that nigga and I looked at that crack and I was like, I can't do this because I'm grown doing this. And that's my dad. But what about a baby who mama do that and they can't fend for themselves? I sold the rest of my sack. I ain't never touched that shit again. And my dad don't smoke crack no more either. And we repaired our relationship because for a long time, like, that was a barrier because now he don't know how I look at him. But to me, you always my dad. This is just business. You feel what I'm saying? But that moment, I was like, I never touch crack again. You feel me?
I didn't have that qualm until like later on in life because, you know, when I was younger, my mother was on drugs and then she cleaned herself up for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And then it's like somehow she got back into doing it. And when she got back into doing it, she found some of my stash.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if bro remember this, but I'm going to make a sale because I knew I had what I had. But when I go, it's gone. And I'm telling him, and he like, man, but I'm thinking my little brother did it.
Yeah.
But the whole time she's been, because it been sitting there so long, because I was cool. So this,
Yeah.
I didn't need this work. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? I had a lot of work stashed somewhere. So when I go back to get this, it's been over weeks. So this shit is gone. So long story short, I kind of felt responsible for my mother start back getting high. And I was in prison when she died. And that's like, that still weigh on me. You know what I mean? And her addiction had got worse while I was in prison. And I know it's because of, not only because I maybe introduced that again, but because she was also hurt because I was gone. So it's like,
They can fall back on all
yeah, I only started feeling that like when I came of age. But when I was younger, I ain't had no conscience because you know you don't have a conscience when you a kid.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about nothing.
And that's why I said I will fuck with the weed because like I didn't feel like I bear the responsibility on people buying marijuana from me. But when I seen that, I was like, yo, this shit real.
I was in jail when you had your little crack run. I remember.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this shit real, dog.
So
like,
I never had the opportunity to sell crack.
We be kind of fucked up as motherfuckers. So this is a learned behavior, and that's exactly like me and him. We had deep conversations. You know, that's my brother. Y'all know him as well as I know him. But as a motherfucker got older, we talk about different shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can look back and reflect.
Yeah, but we've been desensitized to a lot of shit. Like, I can't tell you how many pregnant women I done sold drugs to and they didn't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good. I'm not glorifying it.
But it just was a part of who you were. Like because I'm a healing process is a real process, and you go through that healing process for the rest of your life when you decide that you want to heal. So once you decide you want to heal, you go play so much back to you and back in your mind, and then but you can't not forgive yourself for that because you didn't know. And with me, like, people with addictions, like, it's not a criminal element to an addiction. You know what I'm saying? It's not criminal at all that somebody's addicted to a crack. That's not criminal at all. So the dealer shouldn't be treated as a criminal in my eyes because the addiction is only caused by this product. I'm just a vessel for the product to get to them. You know what I'm saying? But when you go through a healing process, so like, yeah, you wouldn't sell crack to a pregnant lady now.
No.
You feel what I'm saying?
I think I'm too.
Right, you know better.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You
But
know what I mean?
When you say we desensitize, we desensitize because we don't even know what it's supposed to feel like. I was a kid listening to Ron DMC, watching the crack house down the street. That's my homeboy's house, jumping. So you already being misguided and mistrained just by what you seeing, because it's not what you hearing, it's what you seeing. So I'm about to give you a perfect example. You are a perfect example of that. You a rapping crack dealer because I'm hearing the rap and I'm seeing the crack and I'm saying, this is what life is. I'm at home seeing this. My best friend is Luck. You know what I'm saying? Luck, my best friend. You said this $2 down. So we looking at each other like, oh, bro, this is it. Think about it like this. He got to go sleep at the crack house. Or he can't sleep there because it's booming too much. So he coming to your crib. He a kid. I've been a kid. I'm looking at my kid daughter right now like, I got to watch what I let her consume because the shit that's coming out of her lets me know what she's consuming, what she's listening to. And
this shit right here now.
Yeah, a 6-year-old.
These kids now.
2023 6-year-olds are 17 and 18.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So because they're listening to the same music as their parents, which we didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like now,
Or we had to sneak and do it.
no, the same music as their parents. So when your parents was listening to the Temptations and shit, you was listening to Run DMC.
Yeah.
Now the mama and the daughter rapping Sexy Red. The daughter 7. You know what you feel what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like they're wearing the same things. Like no way,
Dressed
shape,
the
or
same.
form would you see a dad and a son dressed alike in our era. The dad is slacks or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or now I got on the same Sergio tracksuit that my son I have on if he was 17, 18. You know what I'm saying? So the generational gap and the respect is getting smaller and smaller. You know what I'm
and
saying?
I'm going through that personally right now with my child. Shout out my daughter Jada. Jada
How old
is
is
my
she?
biggest fan. She's be 21 in December, but
Yeah.
I've been a great dad.
The
Even
whole
being
way through.
gone.
Yeah.
But-
I used to see y'all on FaceTime helping with the homework and shit like
I
that.
done made
Yeah.
my son ain't acting up in school. No, nigga, I'm gonna call you on this phone. You gonna sit here and do this homework on FaceTime every day. But me and him, it's a little different. He has more father respect.
Yeah.
Jada is not a disrespect, but it's kind of like she treats me more so like her friend.
Yeah.
So the lack of respect is there on that edge. Like, bro, who you talking to?
But you
bro?
can't blame her though, bro. And this is why I'm about to say, not even just because you was gone. It's because the way women treat men. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm like I don't know your relationship with her mom. You know what I'm saying? But it's the way women treat men. So even if you was home that whole time that she's seeing her mom interact with other men, it's the way women treat men. Because like me and my daughter relationship is like it's a father-daughter relationship. But I could see that you know what I'm saying? Like you
It's
gonna be
gonna
a
get
problem for a nigga.
Yeah, and that's what it is, 'cause
That's
it's
it.
This definitely a father-daughter relationship, but
you-
I think you just hit a nail on the head. I didn't even think of it from that aspect. It's the way women treat men.
It's what she's consuming now.
It might be.
The shit she's at
And I'm
21
taking
for
it
sure.
personally because it's my child.
Yeah,
but
but
it
it's
just might
just
be
this
a
is-
learned behavior from her, just like all the other shit is a learned behavior
Yeah,
to us. You know what I'm
because
saying?
we live in a society right now where women want to be men. No, they want a man's role. And what I mean by that is I don't need a nigga. All that mean is I don't need your support. That's what I don't need a nigga mean, right? But you actually do need a nigga because you've never even had a nigga to say you don't need in a nigga. So many people, independent women, you never hear nobody else but black women say that,
Hey,
bro.
listen,
Exactly.
if
You've
I
never
start
heard-
talking to a chick and
Exactly.
she say she
Independent
independent, I'd
Because
be
in
like,
other
you
cultures,
right.
other races, it's
I'm out.
a man's role to lead his household.
No matter
And
what.
listen, and it's no
even if
question.
you lead them to destruction, they still supposed to follow,
Exactly.
bro. Because
Exactly.
every leader don't lead you to good places. This mad leader just go lead you right off the fucking
Jim
cliff.
Jones, David
Yeah,
Koresh.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Every lead, like
I love a good cult leader.
Yeah, I love a good cult leader too. But what I'm saying is when people hear lead, they think lead to the promised land. No, it's lead. I can lead you into a burning house. It don't matter. If I'm leading, you trust that this is for the best. And it might be for a bunch of motherfuckers because you got to be a crazy motherfucker to fly out the country to drink some Kool-Aid with a nigga. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But they trusted his leadership. It didn't
Also,
matter.
to touch on that too, man. Even with the father-daughter relationship, you know what I mean. It's also what people always base everything off of what they think that role should be like, right? I think my father and my relationship should be like this. No, me and my father relationship is like this because that's how the chips fell. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know my dad is an adult. I know my mom is an adult. They my parents, but they was people way before I met them. Yeah. I'm only here because two people interacted, right? And I just treat every relationship like that. It is what it is because when I was dealing with a female who didn't have her father present because he was murdered when she was a baby. She only got one picture of him. She only heard the stories, which would be good because people want her to smile when they talk about her father. She don't even know if her kids' father is a good father because she think her father-daughter relationship should be what she's imagined. You've never had a father-daughter relationship. You don't know. Exactly. So then when you see a father-daughter relationship like mine and my daughters, and it's different than your baby father and his daughters, you like, damn, is that how it's supposed to be? And that caused issues. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because one time we was talking and shit when we was locked in, I said, the biggest thing about me dating somebody with kids is they go get to experience me from a father level because I have daughters, right? But my kids don't necessarily get that from you. You feel what I'm saying? Because being a father to me is so natural because I've been a father for 12 years. So I don't give a fuck who child it is. Hey, my man, don't do that like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, that ain't how that go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a coach. So, no, that ain't happening, right? But you not necessarily go speak up if you see something you don't like because you don't know if you overstepping your boundaries. Exactly. I don't know. I'm saying I'm telling the kid no, this is what children do. If your daddy let you do that, you ain't with your daddy. I don't let kids do that. How was your relationship
with your father?
I got a stepfather. Yeah. Which I don't use the word step because this man been there for me. Him and my mother got together since I was 3. Okay. And my mother been dead 12 years. My whole 15 years in prison. He took my daughter to school so this is my father.
Yeah. Right.
Now, I don't even want to speak on my real father.
Your biological dude, your real father.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Your biological
I have
father.
a great relationship with my father.
But you have a relationship with a father.
Great relationship, a great relationship. And as far as dealing with a woman with children, he's taught me how to be with a woman with children because I've seen how he was. Yeah. Like, it never was no friction with him and no other women inside our home with my mother and everything. He took care of my mother and took care of us and showed me how to be a man. So that's why women I've dealt with kids is like natural to me to be
right. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's natural to me, bro. I'm a father.
I accept you because I love you, so I love your kids. You know what I mean?
See,
so it's just,
I'm a nigga on the opposite end of that, right? So
let's hear it.
I'm in the process of a divorce, right? And I told my
third time's a charm.
Yeah, and I told my wife. I told my child's mother, hey, you might need a nigga to love you and all of that, and that's cool. My daughter don't need a father, so y'all not a package deal. So you should make that clear with your nigga that you don't have to come in trying to love my daughter because you love me because she has an active father. And the reason I'm saying that is because, like, I don't care what you do with your life and all of that. But what I'm not going to do is have a nigga thinking he's my child's father and I'm an active father and I'm near.
I agree with you 100%, but if the relationship is just a fling, cool, but if this man is
I'm saying
husband, because my baby mama was married, so when it was her husband, I accepted that. My child know I'm active in his life, and he has a father, and dude not trying to overstep that boundary. But if you're gonna be with this woman and you're a husband, you do need to love my child.
No. But I totally disagree with that. I don't care if you love the mother. Like, they not a package deal. See, when bitches say that they a package deal, they looking for a husband and a father for their kid. You're not a package deal. You're not a single mother. You're a mother that's not involved in a relationship.
I mean, I understand, and
that's that's just me. Yeah,
that's just something you have to agree to disagree.
No. I agree with both sides. Yeah, but see
woman,
that boom.
And this child needs something, regardless if you the father or not. You don't always have to call his father because
you her man. Hold on. You her man. If this child needs something, I'm responsible for that. See, I only got one thing in this world, that's responsibility. So I've never not been responsible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm responsible for my bloodline. I
like that. I'm still in that.
You feel what I'm saying though? If you see, her needing something and the child needing something are two different things that people overlap, right?
Because actually I provide a place for my
daughter. So, okay, if that's your nigga and he helping you with rent, my daughter wouldn't be paying half the rent no way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my child ain't paying the light bill no way. So whatever your nigga helping you with, that's not because I'm lacking in taking care of my daughter. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's doing that because that's your boyfriend. Because like, if I get married again, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, I've been married 3 times, but this might have been my only first real marriage. Like
3 times?
Yeah. Different variations in my life. My first time I got married, I was fighting the case. The lawyers actually told us it would look better on us because we looked at like the victims. They looked at like the aggressors, but it was the other way around because we had the support and all that. It would look better if I, boom. And then the second time I got married, I thought I was going to be married, but the bitch had major daddy issues, so I knew we wouldn't be able to have kids. So the third time I got married, I married my daughter's mother, you know what I'm saying? So I told her, if I do get married again or whatever, my daughter won't refer to my wife as her stepmother because you don't need a stepmother. You know what I'm saying? This is my wife. They can love each other. They can have a relationship all they want. They can do whatever they want, but this ain't nothing to do with being your mother. This is my wife. My wife ain't your mother. You feel what I'm saying? Just like my daughter don't need a stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what daddy mean. Daddy mean you taking care of shit. You know what I'm saying? You might need a nigga to call daddy or a husband or whatever, but she don't need that. So don't that's not a package deal. You the deal for him, and the nigga could love. No, I'm saying
I 100% agree with you, but I still feel the way. But you saying some real shit.
Yeah. I'm not mad if a nigga if a nigga love like I'm not a nigga that nigga like if she end up with a nigga they love each other and all of that, and my daughter around him, I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, my nigga, because guess what you doing though? You not her daddy. So if your wife want to do something nice for her daughter and she can't do it, and you help your wife do something for her daughter, that's you helping your wife. That's not you helping my daughter, because whatever my daughter needs, I provide. Whether me and her mama beat, I've never not. When my daughter was born, before she came out, when she took her first breath, she had life insurance, health insurance, and a trust fund. That's what she had coming out the womb before she even breathed air into the free world of the fresh air in the world. You know what I'm saying? So
that's commendable.
That's the bar I set. She ain't never not wanting for nothing. Now you might ask me for $100 for something for you, and I don't give a fuck about what you need the money for, because I know that you should even have some money, because I took care of 90% of all of this. So that's what you need. That's not what she need. But that's just how I feel about step parents. Now, if a nigga ain't there at all, and because it's a lot of single mothers that's single all the way around the board. You just a mother, you just a lady with a kid, and you need a companion. You know what I'm saying? You not a real single mother don't got no help.
But see, like I say, with my stepfather
don't even refer him to as that. That's your father.
My father, he showed me without it being an instruction manual. I learned from him.
Now, no, that's what I'm saying. Your situation is
what I got to say about my baby mother's husband, and this ain't no disrespect to him if he ever hear this, but he provided, but he didn't provide because he didn't teach my son how to be a man. Like,
right,
it's still stuff that I have to teach my son.
How old is your son?
My son about to be 20.
Yeah, how old are you, Nick?
42.
You got a 21-year-old and a 20-year-old.
Yeah, but
getting it popping.
Stuff that I still have to teach my son. Right, that he should have learned by being in the household
with a man.
You know
right. See, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So, by him not teaching your son certain stuff, now I'm looking at you like, damn, bro, did you love him? You feel what I'm saying? That's no disrespect to him.
No, and it's crazy because the other morning I'm in the airport. I'm on my way to Miami. So my baby mama's daughter, his child, know me, love me, because I done talked to this little girl over the phone, and now I'm home. I'm over there frequently, so I just see Lena in the airport at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? She come right up to me, so we talking and shit, and then here come my father. This is my first time ever physically seeing dude.
Oh, straight up?
Yeah.
In the airport last week.
Last Sunday. In the airport, it's my first time ever physically seeing him. Okay, we didn't FaceTime, but long story short, we dap it up, whatever. But I got to thinking that at the same time, like, damn, after he walked away, I'm like, damn, as much room my son has for growth as a man at 20 years old, and you was in his life, you was in a household with him for 10, 11 years, damn, was it really?
Did you love him? No.
Yeah, was it really?
Because see, this what a nigga see, because niggas be
just because you didn't mistreat them or let them know
you
that
did him a disservice though. You didn't mistreat them, but you did them a disservice.
Exactly.
I don't know you, buddy, but so I'm not saying that. Well, from
that's
what I'm gathering,
that's how I feel.
Yeah. But
that's how I feel.
Yeah, hold on.
That's how I feel.
Go ahead, John. Here.
Okay. I got two things. So first of all, the terminology daddy and father. Fatherhood is the role that you play.
Right.
Daddy is just the nigga who's the sperm donor.
Right.
So
I'm a father.
So I don't have a problem with the terminology stepdaddy or whatever the case may be. But I got a question for you. So I want if the dude buys your daughter something she needs, just out the blue, he don't even think about it, just do it and buy it for her, are you going to have a problem with that?
What do she need, bro?
I'm just saying.
No. That's my stance on it. Not like with him.
Before it even gets to you.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to. What does she need?
What's a need?
What's a need? Because it gets to me first. Because
something to eat.
Something to eat.
So we goes out.
Well, that's okay.
No. Like if they going out to eat, no. So this is what I'm saying. Okay, this is what I'm saying, right? Because this is what it is, right? Like so. We go use what we were just talking about. So, dude might have thought he had to act like he loved his son to get that mother. So the whole time he's with that mother, whether they married or not, he actually don't give a fuck about this boy because it shows in what he's teaching him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he already referenced his father, showed him how to be a man. He came into his life at a certain age, and guess what? He's still in his life today. You say your mom's passed away. He's still there. He took the kids. He did all this. So he was showing him what a man go do when you make this commitment,
We
right?
don't say he ain't gonna give a fuck. He might not have known.
No, okay, yeah. We'll give him grace.
And I'm gonna give him that too because
We'll give him grace.
he's not older. He's a little couple years older than me, but
He
his
grew up
daughter
in the
with
same.
his daughter with my baby mama is his first child. So maybe he was learning.
Yeah.
as being
He,
a
right. So
father,
he
you
might
know
have
what I'm
right.
saying?
So
it could be that. You know what I'm
but
saying?
do they still have an active relationship today, your son and him?
Not at all.
That's what I'm saying, by a disservice, because whether
No, let me say this, because if somebody is in service to you, even if it fair off, right? That relationship, I'm pretty sure you and your father haven't seen eye to eye before, right? But you understand, like, no, but he really must love me because he doesn't have to do any of these things, but I'm his son. That what he talking about with his son and the dude is totally different, because the first opportunity when you grown that I get, I don't even have to speak to you. I got what I want. I got the woman. I got what I want. I have my own child, because if I'm not saying this, I don't know this dude, but if he reference his daughter as his first child, then you wasn't in service to the young man. You was in service trying to get the woman, right? Because that's what I'm saying. If I'm with you, I don't even say step kids. When we together, if it's me and you, and from the outside looking in, it look like I'm these kids' father, because they respect me a certain way. They speak to me a certain way. They speak to you a certain way, because they know that I'ma ask you what's been up with them.
Right,
you understand what I'm saying?
justifying
I'm
it.
just saying,
because
bro,
it's a great conversation,
listen,
though, right?
Listen,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
When I go grocery shopping in my household, I buy flowers. I buy flowers because it's me and 3 women.
Me
Right?
too.
It's
Yeah.
nothing. No special occasion. I went grocery shopping, right? So then when I go grocery shopping at her house, we went grocery shopping together. The same thing. You getting them groceries, let me get them flowers, right? They like, where we get these flowers from? We never had flowers. You're 12 and you're 7, just like my daughters. You're 12 and you're 7. You just said out your mouth you never had flowers. Who teaching you how somebody's supposed to treat you?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Back to your question. So if my daughter doesn't have needs that someone else should be taking care of, is how I feel, because it's my responsibility.
So we said needs. We not
I'm
saying like
well,
it's
I'm
her
not-
birthday. You
Yeah,
bought
I'm
her
not
a
saying
gift.
nothing like that. I'm saying like, okay, she might say
Hypothetical. Look at
hypothetical. So say I'm giving her mother $600 a month for whatever she need.
Right.
And
baby.
You know what I'm saying? For whatever my daughter needed, I'm giving you $600 a month. You ain't got to ask for it. You ain't, boom. It's already at the beginning of the month. There goes $600, and then I'm also taking care of the extra. So if she do dance class, she do swimming class, I'm taking care of all of her needs. So it ain't no way you telling me that you need anything else for her. Now what you go tell yo nigga, I don't know what you telling yo nigga.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
It could be a scenario to where she needs some clothes. That's just hypothetical. You already paid for it.
Yeah.
She needs some clothes, and dude is shopping. Okay, well, I'm finna go grab her some. All right, boom, I got it.
Right.
And just come to the house. Will you have a problem with
I won't have a problem with him. I'll have a problem with the mother, because
she give him the credit.
Yeah, because
because she ain't gonna pay him back.
because you
And I done already paid for that.
So that's what I'm saying. So if my daughter come and say, well, such and such bought me this because I needed it, I wouldn't trip in front of my daughter or nothing. I'll call her mom. Hey, when did she need some clothes that wasn't taken care of? I've been buying clothes. I'm
And
thinking.
then she explained, well, he just grabbed them because
Yeah, okay,
he was
yeah,
out.
but
Yeah,
he
but
was
I know
out.
you too.
But I also know you. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is like,
The needs are taken
but
care of.
but
We-
it
we-
worked
we-
both. Hold on, but it worked both ways though, right? Because
I just
no. When I say it worked
respect.
both ways, if I say, yo, I don't want no nigga around my daughter while you dating them until you know what you go do. Well, on the flip side of that, I definitely won't have a bitch around her. You know what I'm saying? On the flip side of that, because who's to say that I got a bitch around her and they get a relationship and then this don't work? Same way, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you could get remarried, I'll come to your wedding. I'm not mad at nothing. I'm not mad if my daughter loves her mother's husband or none of that, but you don't need him to do nothing for my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get that.
Yeah.
Let's establish that.
Yeah.
ain't
You
gonna
don't need nothing for my daughter, because a lot of shit that happen with people is they think that they supposed to fall into these roles. So I tell her, you should be clear with niggas on that, and now you can see through the fake shit. Now you don't even got, matter of fact, nigga, you don't even got to ask nothing about my daughter, because when I'm with you, I'm not with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I'm dating a bitch with kids and we can only see each other when her kids is with their dad or whatever, I don't got to ask about your kids, because that's not my business what's going on with your kid. That's not now the farther. Man, I fucked with a bitch for like 10-something years, bro, and I did little shit for her kids when I would think that she needed shit done for her kids, because that's what you think you supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that's not my job. We don't got kids together. And if you can't feed your kids, then you don't need to be fucking with me. No way. You know what I'm saying?
I like that
If
analogy.
you can't do something for your kids, then the last thing you need to do is be fucking with me, because I could do shit for your kids. You know what I'm saying? But now the way I look at you is going to change, because I'm like, damn.
This bitch starving.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
a bum ass bitch. You know
I don't
what
like
mean?
poor bitches.
I don't. Yeah, not saying that was ever the case.
No,
but
I'm just saying.
initially, when I
yeah.
started fucking with her, I'm thinking, okay, she got kids. I got to help her with these kids, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to. But all of the, I dismissed all of those agreements and roles within myself for anybody else.
People, yeah.
Like, truthfully, I don't give a fuck if you got kids. That, like, you're not gonna be able to sell me on some. You need something because you had to do something for your kids. Well, I had to do something for mine too, and I ain't come to you for nothing. So don't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nah, we fucking around, we smoking, we drinking, we hanging out. That ain't no kid. The only kids involved is the ones you swallowing.
Yeah.
You love this, don't you? You love this, don't you?
Yeah. So listen though, man. You
disagree with?
Hold on.
What you disagree with?
I'm coming from.
He be tricking this shit. So.
No, he called me a trick. That's why I say he love this.
No. I'm coming from an Islamic perspective.
Yeah.
Where if I take
but Islam also, you don't. Listen, bro, when people know people got good hearts, that's who get taken advantage of.
You can't.
We only here for service.
1000%.
Listen, we only here for service for others, right?
So I get to pick my service for others.
Facts.
So, okay, so like I might meet a bitch and I really love her kids. Like I might meet a bitch like, oh, I ain't got no son. Bitch, I don't even like, I'm here now because I love the little nigga. You know what I'm saying? And my service is for the little nigga now more than it's for her. So you don't even got to worry about nothing for that nigga, because I genuinely love him. I want to coach him. I want to help him. And then I'm looking because I want to do so much for him, because I know if I leave and I don't, he don't got a shot, because I'm looking at where he came from.
So what about at what point do you overstep your boundaries, like you don't want nobody?
But listen
talking
though,
to your child?
for 8 times out of 10, niggas don't say that. 8 times out of 10, a nigga not taking care of his kids, taking care of another bitch kids. So he hoping his bitch, his ex bitch, can find a nigga who can help with the kid. Bro, niggas had.
That's fucked up.
Fucked up.
Because I know so many bum ass sucking niggas like that.
It's niggas that live with a bitch and her kids with another nigga and take care of them kids by another nigga and watch his kids suffer. I ain't saying that. I'm saying, like, you go get into relationships and you might, like, you got bitches that you done fuck with, bro, that you liked her kids and then it was disgusted by her. So you go want to help the kid more, and then a bitch will play on that, though. A nigga will play on that too. Like, if motherfuckers they play on the good heart. I got a big heart, and I used to overextend my heart to everybody. I can't help everybody. So now when I get to pick who I help, then I'm really go help them. I'm really genuine about it. But let's get back to you, Rell, because that was a good conversation, though. Yeah. So now that you growing up in the crack era, you booming, you WallStreet Rell. When did you become WallStreet Rell? Like, when did you know that you was one of them niggas selling dope? Like, straight up. Like, what was the moment you knew, like, I'm that nigga at this shit?
Probably because I had a lot of bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
This nigga tell you this.
Shit ain't
He been with. It was just I didn't.
When did y'all meet?
In '95.
Okay. How did y'all meet? Did y'all meet through a drug deal?
A nigga called me, a nigga that I grew up under called me, said, man, because he know I'm, at this point, I'm 14. I'm already hustling. I just ain't got a steady flow.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I ain't been taught to grind, stack my money and everything. I just
get it, spend it.
Yeah. So he know I'm willing to put the work in to do what I got to do. So he like, man, you want to go sit in the spot? I'm like, hell yeah. So he come get me, and who would he come take me to? This motherfucker right here.
Who was that?
Joe Bo.
J Ball. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And we've been locked in ever since then.
So,
Hey, wait a minute, man. So hold on.
Yeah.
Was this nigga practicing child labor laws, or you was over here working niggas?
He was a kid himself.
that's what I'm about to say.
I wasn't. I feel partly responsible, but listening now, I'm hearing that shit what they was gonna be. It was already.
I tell you that all the time.
But this is what I said. How old are you? How old was you?
18.
So you-
19.
so
Yeah, he was a kid still too. I mean, as a
still
sense of
take part responsible for him and luck. But listening to him, I free myself of all guilt.
like in this. Okay,
It was terrible.
the first couple chapters of the book I didn't put out is in my first book.
Yeah.
Everything we just talked about as far as my childhood that's the first chapter of my book. It's in the Dirty Glove Diaries. If you get the Dirty Glove Diaries right now, that is in the back of it. Everything I just told y'all.
Oh, we gonna turn them shits into award winners too, bro. Like I'm a master at the book game, bro. I got 2 awards, two books that already won awards in 2 different genres. So I got a fantasy book that won an award, and then I got a true crime novel that won a 2. Well,
see, that's what Dirty Glove Diaries is. It's basically a true crime novel.
yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
but I'm gonna show you how to get it to win awards.
So you go sit in the spot
With this nigga. For this nigga or with this nigga?
For this nigga.
So you always been the big dog.
I was a kid.
But I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
did you know he was a kid when dog was taking you to the spot? Did you know you was going to?
Because his demeanor was an older nigga. I didn't know he was a teenager until we really got locked in, because that was just our first meeting. We got locked in like inseparable, maybe 99.
Yeah.
Because the whole situation came, and I don't want to get into that, but the situation came where we,
Niggas seen who could stand with each
It's
other.
past the statute of limitations.
I ain't even talking about that. I'm saying that's just not whatever happened is not, you know what I mean?
But whatever happened locked y'all in.
When we came back around, we've been locked back in ever since. Even through both our prison bits and everything. Like, that's my brother. And I don't,
Look, I told you I was
call
talking.
too many niggas big homie and none of that. That ain't that's big homie, but that's my brother. It's more than big homie.
Hey, look, I told you
Because
I
big
called
homies mislead niggas. That's why I don't use the term big homie no more. Anytime you hear a nigga reference big homie, it's always a path of destruction that the big homie want the little niggas to follow.
I give him this credit. That's never been him.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying he's not a big homie.
Even when I was a fuck up and lying to him about how much money I got, because I know he's going to try to make me do something with the money. And I want to go in the titty bar and throw the money. But he's always been telling me, save your money, do this. But I was always just on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so
I didn't actually get it right until he went to jail and I come home from the state joint. That's when I finally got it right a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
So y'all you go in a spot, y'all get to making money together. So what was it that you seen in him that made you take a liking to him? Because to be rocking with somebody from 95, this is damn near 30-year run.
We was freestyling. Me, him, and Luck was we used to be freestyling it over. I remember Tupac Outlaws. We used to be freestyling over the beat.
Selling
You
dope.
remember that?
Sitting in the spot.
Because listen,
on F-word.
that's 95, and I'm a music baby. It's clear, y'all know. The Perpetrate, Raekwon.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
Me Against the World.
Hey, listen, he loved East Coast rap. I really wasn't a fan of
He ain't want to listen to none of that. He want to come in and listen to 11-5 and
11-5's in the motherfucking house.
all these buried niggas. So we really used to be sitting there beefing with each other, rapping on the karaoke machine. Like, cause he rapped, he like West Coast style music. I'm on East Coast style music. So that's kind of.
And you can hear that in your music too. Once y'all started making music together, like you can hear that it's a clear difference of who listened to what type of music.
So music really is what
Yeah,
brought us
because-
together.
yeah,
It's
music,
more than the
yeah,
drug
yeah,
dealing shit.
yeah,
The music.
we
Because in
started
99
hustling
when we
in
came.
95, but I thought it was 98.
No,
It was
95.
I know. I'm talking about when you came to Gangsta Boogie. When you came,
Yeah,
to
maybe it
Gangsta
was
Boogie.
98. Late 98.
Yeah, it's
Late
98 because
98.
Million
Late
Dollar Dream.
98.
We did not Million Dollar Dream 98.
No, that was
Yo,
99 because
I-
we was in Lima. Remember, I wrote that song. We was hustling in Lima.
Oh yeah,
I wrote that
Where's
song
Rilla
in Lima,
Man, bro?
Ohio.
I've been meaning to
I
ask
talk
you
to
that.
Rilla all the time. My
Yeah,
sister
yeah.
is Rilla's baby mama.
Okay, I was because I was listening to Gangsta
Nigga hit my
Boogie.
shit,
Spit clips forever. Got a weave here, a weed here. What
No, but
my
listen,
truck?
watch this though. This is crazy. You just said that. Listen, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Rilla gonna be mad because he don't know this, but the other morning, Hell of a sent me a beat, man. Him in the studio dropping. So Rilla's daughter don't know I make music.
Yeah.
So she hear the song because I posted a clip of it on my Instagram. She like, he sound way better than my daddy.
That's gonna crush that dude.
Yeah, really
He gonna
was-
get, he
that
gonna get
shit.
back in the
I'm
studio.
gonna show you
going
this message from my
crazy,
sister.
you
She
know what I'm
laughing
saying?
like a motherfucker saying this. That shit was
You know
funny.
what I'm
We had a
saying?
good time laughing about that shit.
Hey man, we definitely gotta have you back though, man, because there's so much shit we gotta get into. But we needed to get your ass on here because I'm on the phone home with Qaso. I'm like, damn, dog, this shit was so crazy. I'm like, damn, that nigga Real had hit me up. So I'm looking for the message, and I seen the flyer for the party, and I'm like, this nigga must be out the halfway house. And so I called Qaso like, man, Real out the halfway house? He like, man, that nigga live with me. I said, why the fuck you ain't tell me that? He like, oh, I thought I told you that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's just, yeah, right. It's so much about this shit, because what ended up happening ultimately is you do go to jail and you do get sentenced to 22 years. And that's real. Yeah, and you did come home early because of the, what was it, the One Step Act?
First
Step Act. Shout out to President Trump, because although people talk shit about him, he did a lot of shit.
He did the most for the, he cleaned up.
I don't got nothing against Trump.
No, I don't. Come on.
I might not run around wearing a MAGA hat, but Trump, my nigga.
No, but
because of Trump.
I'm about to say that though. But I would if I was you, because that made America great again. Because like it was from that standpoint,
that
made it. And what he meant
Trump
by that
had that money flowing through this motherfucker. I missed it, but shit,
a lot of
everybody
niggas
was rich when Trump was out. This motherfucker.
Listen, bro. And I'm
no advocate for nobody.
I'm no advocate for nobody, but in my voting lifetime, that's the best president that I've seen with America. And this is really why. Not a politician. He wasn't up there politicking. He told
Trump
y'all,
a gangster.
Yeah, soon as I get in the White House, I'm putting my people in power.
No, Trump is a gangster.
Day 2, boom. Yo, Trump free, Kodak black, and motherfucking.
Listen, Trump is a gangster because of this. This is where this touch home more to me. We talking about Trump. I'm in jail. Everybody sees all the shit Trump going through with his motherfucking people. What's the motherfucking name? I can't even think of the fucking name, though. But it's one of Trump home. What the fuck is the dude name? Paul Manafort.
Yeah.
Y'all know who Paul Manafort is? You seen Paul Manafort on the news, right?
Yeah.
I watched Paul Manafort come into FC Alvarado. I watched him come in there. He's in jail with me, in the same unit as me.
Yeah.
So everybody running up to Paul Manafort. He got American greed on. Everybody try to talk shit about Trump. He never would say nothing bad about Trump.
Yeah.
Donald's a good guy.
Yeah.
Donald's my friend.
Yeah. You watched him walk out that bitch too?
You motherfucking right.
Yeah. Watch him walk right up out that
right.
bitch. Yeah. You feel? Let me show you what
that
my friend can do,
two
bro.
Years walk straight the fuck up out that bitch, but it wasn't him. Look at Roger Stone.
Yeah.
All the motherfuckers who didn't tell on Trump, Trump freed their ass.
Yeah, bro.
Like
the one who told the lawyer, he let the, but yeah, because I say Trump more is a gangster than anything. Like
listen,
Trump is
man,
a gangster.
He's the American dream. He's what niggas is fake saying they want to do now. They want generational wealth, right? So in order to have generational wealth, that means somebody got to start it. So if I gave my daughter $1 million to go get into the business of your choice, and you just happen to get in the business I'm in, that's creating generational wealth. Niggas would be like, well, his daddy gave him $1 million. Well, according to you trying to hustle so you could give your kids $50,000. His daddy just had the money. So everything niggas be preaching that Trump is everything that they wish Barack was. Yeah. But Barack was a mixed nigga who was raised in Hawaii by white parents.
Barack was a president is really just a puppet. And Trump was the one the puppet.
Yeah, he was talking. He letting you know, like, yo, this shit fake.
He pushed his own agenda. He pushed his agenda.
Totalitarianism, meaning you can get rid of this president today, put another one in the seat tomorrow.
But what I'm also saying though is like, when it all boiled down to it, we know people who were positively affected by things that he put. Exactly. And you sitting here now because of that, because we just heard KA say they gave my nigga 22. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? Well, it ain't been 22 years. You feel what I'm saying? And you home and you looking better than ever. You looking hella Muslim. I know this nigga was happy when he said that. He thought you converted or reverted. You feel what I'm saying? But it's one thing though, man, is that like niggas always like kept you in their prayers. Qaso, all of that shit, because when Qaso came home, his mission when he came home was about you and Puka. I gotta make sure that that I have something for them niggas when they make it home. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. It don't get no realer than that. You feel what I'm saying? I remember we've been locked in since the first time we met, because it was over there on the east side, and I think nigga just picked you up from the county jail or something, dog. I don't know what the fuck it was, but what really locked us in is we got another homeboy who was my brother Hassan best friend, and he looked it like him, Keith. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, that nigga look like Keith. And man, that nigga turned around, he got the playing on that beat machine, he made a beat, and he was like, y'all want this one? And then ever since then, we just, what's up?
And then I remember he had called home one day and he was like, hey man, y'all been doing y'all 5, bro. Don't miss y'all 5s. And I went on a run and never missing a salat after that until I decided I wasn't a practicing Muslim no more. You know what I'm saying? But just to get to your story a little bit more before we get up out of here, man, when you heard them say, because a nigga snitched on you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Who snitched on you?
We leave that, you know what I mean?
Okay, no, I'm just saying because you could have you had
you
that.
don't get no mention.
Okay.
So even with that nigga though, he was there the first day that nigga came.
Yeah, I
around.
was there the day that the first, and I had thought he'd been around, but I like now that
because the
looking
nigga
back,
come in and out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But what did
But
we?
it wasn't just him. I'm gonna say
hold on. But
It
listen,
wasn't
what
just
did we
him.
tell you, Qaso? Y'all obviously wasn't listening to the shit he was rapping about. Because when you listen to that nigga rap, like nothing about that nigga said that he wasn't grimy as shit. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you really listen to that shit,
No,
like
and I say that all the time. Like
we
we see a lot of red flags, and a lot of people in a lot of situations don't pay no attention to it. But that is one of those situations where,
like, if you listen to what this nigga was saying, like
I was blinded by his talent.
But because that shit sounded real. It sounded cool until you realize this shit is real, and we know it's real.
Move on
But look, so when the judge tell you 22 years, because you the cover of your My Fair Vacation book, September 11, 2008, is that when the indictment started?
No, that's the day. That's the day the indictment actually got filed.
Okay,
I didn't get picked up to November, like 2 months later. Okay. That's the day because my indictment was sealed.
Yeah, so you had a sealed indictment, and fast forward, you go through trial, niggas tell on you and all that. When the judge told you 22 years, how old were you?
27.
Did you fathom that in your real mind? Like, did you really fathom what he just said?
Never. But the fucked up part about it is, you know, when you go off the statutes and the guidelines and all that, I was actually looking at more time than that.
Yeah.
So when he told me 22, it's fucked up. I was just happy it wasn't 30.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you was
my
thankful
guideline
for
came back to 360 to life. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers was coming because you know how the Fed shit works so crazy. Like, a motherfucker tell on you, and they'll bring them to your sentencing to tell on you because they can, you know, I don't know if y'all know about the Fed rules, but they got something called a PSI, pre-sentence investigation report. So if I challenge anything that's in my PSI, and it's something that one of the rats done told them, they can bring them back, and now it's I said, he said, she said, going back and forth. And of course, they on the side of the government, so they're going to believe that. So before I went to court, before we went to sentencing, because I'm bucking a lot of the shit that they saying. You know what I mean? Man, I ain't do, but they bring
a nigga back. Yeah.
Dude, they brought him back to my sentencing. So my lawyer like, man, don't let him get on that stand, bro, because you end up in a way worse situation that you're in now.
Right.
Because all he can do is say is he got this much more drugs than you, and they're going to believe that. So before I came and went to court to get sentenced, they came to a stipulation agreement where they made my base drug offense level 34, 36, which on the chart, I'm 34 and 36 all the way over, but that's how I end up with 22 years instead of 30. Yeah, because my plea was, the mandatory minimum on the drug conspiracy is 10. So I'm pleading at 10, but I know I got enhancements for this, career offender enhancement, a possession of a firearm enhancement, so that's how I end up getting to 22. But initially, the PSI said 360 to life.
Yeah.
So when he gave me the 22, I was actually happy in a way. Like,
right, but you
know
but
you got to explain the chart to him, too. Chart. They don't know what you mean by the category.
Okay, the category is it go off your criminal history and amount of drugs you get caught with. Right. Okay, so it's 43 down.
Now, did they catch you with some drugs though when they arrested you? So did you have an inkling that they was coming? Did you feel any different way?
I knew it was coming because of first how it happened. Because you know, getting into that a little bit, I'm not selling pieces.
Okay, right.
So when the house get ready, because a motherfucker had died off some fentanyl. That's how the whole shit started. So
this early.
This is 2007.
Yeah.
A motherfucker died off some fentanyl. So when it happens, they're saying who did it. You know, of course we out of town, so they blaming it on Detroit boys. The Detroit niggas. So the DEA and the task force actually send somebody to the house to make sales 4 times, which I don't sell hand in hand.
Yeah, you not so you ain't did that since 95.
So I don't. It's a little bit later than that, but I don't have nothing to do with that. Like, I'm not selling no rocks. I'm on a level at this point. So when it happened, it's my 2 co-defendants. That's how they essentially get indicted. They don't even know I'm the same person. They think of Rell and Wall Street is 2 different people.
Yeah.
So once they put 2 and 2 together and apply some pressure to them, they
that's when
get on me. So a chick down there, I was using her house as a stash house, and it's just a homegirl. You know what I mean? But they got to applying pressure on her because one of my co-defendants was fucking her, and you know they brought her name up and everything. So I had left Kalamazoo and had no contact with nobody down there. So she get at me on MySpace. You need to call me. Woo. So I go call her from a miscellaneous phone. And she like, man, the feds came over here. I'm like, what? Now, I know these niggas indicted, but the whole time I'm going out, shout out Gabby Silver, because you know Puka introduced us to Gabby Silver way back in the day. You know Gabby Silver.
Yeah.
David Cripps, I was going to Gabby Silver. Like, Gabby, look, check this out for me. Woo. So she like, shit, ain't nothing going on.
Made them.
Ain't nothing going on.
Dog who just walked up out of here, Gabby spoke at his thing.
Yeah. So,
When he had a court appointed attorney, it was David Cripps, but he ain't know who David Cripps was yet.
We the one got them
so
popping.
Gabby was telling me wasn't nothing going on, but
Because it was in the state.
Yeah, but no, because she didn't even know how to go in the Fed database when we was in her office. So somebody in her office knew how to go in the Fed database to see was I indicted or nothing. It wasn't no indictment. But even though I wasn't indicted at this time, but my indictment was essentially sealed. So long story short, when the girl from Kalamazoo contacted me and say she getting a subpoena for a grand jury hearing, I don't know what the fuck that is. So I shoot straight down to Gabby office. And I tell Gabby this, and Gabby say this, and I explain this in my Fed vacation book. Gabby said, if somebody going to the grand jury and you going to jail.
Damn.
Straight up, it ain't even know.
Gabby tell me this, if somebody going to the grand jury and you going to jail. So, you know, federal lawyers is expensive. She tell me, oh, you need $25,000 retainer fee. I got like $42,000 on my name at the time. I ain't give you no motherfucker $25,000 because I only got $42,000. So and it's really like unbelievable. What I'm about to go to feds for? I ain't get caught with a crumb. I ain't did nothing.
Right, because you don't understand the way the feds work at the time.
So, long story short, the next week, because this is September 3rd, girl go to the grand jury hearing September 10th. When she comes from the grand jury hearing, she tell me who she seen to the grand jury and everything. So I shoot right back down to Gabby's office. Gabby looking at things. She say, ain't nothing up there, ain't no lien. I'm going to run a lien, ain't nothing. My indictment came out the next day, September 11th, but it's sealed. So Gabby didn't know.
She couldn't see it.
No,
yeah.
she couldn't see it. So that's how that ended up happening. But essentially, to answer your question, I ain't get caught with nothing. Because the conspiracy law in the feds, all you need is two motherfuckers to say you did it. You know what I mean?
Fast forward this. You walk out that joint. You walk out of jail this year. You come home. What's the first thing you did?
The first thing I did?
The real first thing. Not, got some pussy, got fresh, none of that.
You mean going from the jail to the halfway house?
Yeah, whatever the first thing.
It was fucked up because I had all these plans, but then my plane got delayed. You know what I mean? Because, I came from Jessup Federal Prison in Georgia, so I caught the plane from Savannah, Georgia, Savannah to Charlotte. My plane got delayed in Charlotte twice. Then I got to Chicago, and my plane in Chicago got delayed to Kalamazoo, so I had to have my girl and my kids come all the way from Michigan so it threw me off. So by the time I had to go straight to the halfway house. I didn't really get a chance to do nothing that night but eat some roof Chris.
Yeah,
shout out to my sister. My sister had brought me some roof Chris. Bro even came down there that night. Like, everybody was there expecting to see me because I supposed to have a few hours to play and be with the family, but that shit went haywire. Yeah, I ain't see bro till the next day. You know what I'm saying?
So look, because we got to have a part 2 and shit because we got the books that you got. Got the books that's coming, and then everything, and we want to get more into your story. So tell them where they can reach you at online if they want to buy books, if they want to get to know you before part 2, or if they want you on their show.
WallStreetWorldwide.com. That's my website. And then I got, you can get at me on Worldwide Wall Street on Instagram, Terrel Wall Street Wilkins on Facebook. You can buy the book on Amazon, My Fed Vacation, Dirty Glove Diaries, both of them on Amazon, Walmart, Books A Million.
Barnes & Noble?
I don't know about Barnes & Noble because Barnes & Noble kind of, My Fed Vacation maybe not on Barnes & Noble, but the Dirty Glove Diaries was definitely on Barnes & Noble.
Because you released that in jail, right?
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So we going to get more into that.
Right, and I wanted to apologize for you because Qaso wanted me to help in that project, but I just wasn't the writing author specialist that I am now, and it would have been a disservice. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't even the help I needed on that. Now, what I need y'all help for is, and I got a lot of situations that could potentially be situations. My partner them got a production and distribution company. I'm trying to get the novel turned into a screenplay, and I was trying to teach myself how to do that in prison. But it was once I got that out date and it was time to go home, my mind was too focused on
getting out
other shit. You know what I'm saying? But
we'll put it together. You home now, baby.
You home now. You home now, and we know way more. That's what I said. I know how we can turn both of them projects that's already out into award winners. We just gonna have to re-release them. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I wanted to do anyway. I really wanted to re-release, especially My Fed Vacation, because I went through so much after I ended the book.
I'm gonna write the foreword for it too. I need a copy so I can read it, and then so just to give you some game, right? So right now, if you released it and it has a soft cover, we could just re-release it with a hard cover and a forward, and you could say on the cover or on the back, forwarded by award-winning author S.L. Jackson. That turns it into a whole different book.
But you want to add some stuff to it.
No, you could do all that. No, that's what I'm saying. But like,
it could be a hardcover.
It could be a hardcover. It could be a special edition.
But I've seen that books get re-released with new chapters, and it might be a new forward to it and everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. So that's what turns it into a whole different book, and then we'll use that one to turn that bitch into an award winner. You know what I'm saying? And then, as far as the screenplay or whatever, bro, like, yeah, we could do all that. Like, whatever just sitting in this room, us for our people, opportunities are limitless. Like, it's for the best creative minds that anybody knows. It's for the smartest people. We probably some of the smart, whatever room you in, you probably one of the smartest niggas in there every single time, no matter the room. That's with all of us. But we gonna have to get up out of here. AJ, if they want to contact you, how they contact you?
TCE Pod on Instagram and X. TCE Pod on Instagram and X. What about you?
1sljackson.com to order the award-winning novel, a novella, Animal Instinct, The Urban Jungle. Go to Amazon, type in The Adventures of Shelby Sunshine. You can order the 3-book series by me and my daughter, or you can type in, and also you can type in Justice for NeKeisha, A Father's Pain. That's a true award-winning true crime novel that I co-authored with Kalvon Hawkins. Great story. Everybody should check it out. I'm Santoine.
I'm Antoine.
I want for my brother what I want for myself.